Tales of American Political History with Clint and Porter Hackney.
The Hoover Dam, which backs up the Colorado River on the Nevada-Arizona border, still stands as an incredible engineering marvel. It is truly an enduring American achievement. More than 200 engineers helped design the dam, and from the time construction was approaching to the last days of work, the area was overwhelmed with over 21,000 workers looking for jobs. At any given time, there were thousands of laborers working away. Employment peaked at around 5,200 workers in 1934. When it was finished in 1935, it was the largest concrete structure in the United States, standing 726 feet high and 1,244 feet wide. As a result of the Mexican-American War, the United States gained ownership of the southwestern part of our country in 1848. For decades, government officials tried to harness the mighty Colorado River that dominated most of the area, but there was little success in developing settlements. The Colorado proved to be wild and unpredictable. After a series of major floods in the early 1900s, serious efforts to control it began. The project that would finally harness the waters of the Colorado was given birth by Arthur Powell Davis, the director of the Bureau of Reclamation, who got a big assist from future President Herbert Hoover. There are many stories to tell about Hoover Dam, from the dispute over what to name it to the engineering that made it happen. But there is one story that is not often told. It's the story of the workers who built it, the laborers who left their homes and worked under hot, often humid, difficult conditions. These laborers gave their time, effort, and skills for a decent paycheck, and many risked their lives, some actually giving theirs. There are different ways to count the number of workers that died there. If you start counting when construction began, it's 96. But if you go back to the beginning surveys and digs, it's 112. There were also another 42 deaths recorded as pneumonia. One of the lesser-told stories of the dam's history is that of the many laborers who actually surveyed, hauled materials, and constructed the buildings themselves. From the initial surveying of the site to the final day of construction, 112 workers died there, and another 42 were said to have died of pneumonia. Though the pneumonia cases were almost certainly people who died of carbon monoxide poisoning from vehicle exhaust in tunnels that were necessary. Recording them as pneumonia allowed the contractor to avoid workers' compensation claims. Thousands of workers toiled on the project. The conditions were rugged and dangerous. Many died or were stricken by heat stroke. Others fell to their deaths from wooded planks suspended from the cliffs above. The first and last to die there provide a unique monument to all who worked on the huge project. The first death at the site was J.G. Tierney. Tierney was a federal employee sent years before construction would begin to survey the location for the dam. On December 20th, 1922, on a boat in the rough waters of the Colorado, Tierney slipped and fell into the raging water and drowned. It was 13 years later, again on December 20th, this time in 1935, when the last death occurred. A worker in one of the tall towers slipped and fell to his death. His name was Patrick W. Tierney, the son of J.G. Tierney, who had been the first death 13 years earlier.